Hello YouTubers! Welcome back to Infinifactory. Last time we did the first two puzzles in resource site 526.81, and now we will be doing the rest of the puzzles, hopefully. So let's get started with optical sensor array type 4. Here we are. There's a body. I will take a look at in a second. But if you remember the previous video, we had basically two of these, or something that had only two of these sensors. I guess these are supposed to be optical sensors. And that was the Type 2. The Type 4 obviously has four of them in a plus shape. So I will get to work as soon as I can start this.
Well, Floyd again. That's 19 bodies so far. Quite a few more than usual. The overlords must have abducted a lot of people this time around. I've seen more dead humans in the past 2 weeks than in the last 10 years. I listened to their recorders, but they didn't say much. Most died of starvation or dehydration. This one got a snag in her suit, lost her air. Bad way to go. When this all started, we were put in groups of 2 or 3. That didn't work out too well, though. There was lots of talk about revolt or escape, like we were soldiers or something. There were 2 of them, Mary and Bill, who were just so antsy. They disappeared on one job. Wonder if they're still out there somewhere. I just didn't see the point. Disobey and they just throw you into space. Whoosh! Right out of the ship. Anyway, it wasn't long till we were all separated. Never saw those rebels again, or much anyone else.
Okay, I may regret it, but like last time, I'm going to try to build 2 of these at once. And, it's a little tricky, this one. For a number of reasons. But that's not an easy, or I should say it's not a straightforward shape to make a plus. You basically need a block here, a strip of 3, and obviously another block here. And you need to weld them all together, but if you weld them in the wrong order, for example, let's just do something like that. If I just put a bunch of upside down welders here and do what seems obvious, so these center 3 will fall down, move over 1, and become the center 3 here. This one will fall down and become that one, and then this last one will come in and come over here. Let's see what happens. And now, I'm going to warn you right now, it's not going to work. So, speed this up a little bit. So let's carefully watch what happens here. This one gets into place first. These 3 will come along, and actually it turns out we won't need that welder, but as they get pushed up, these 2 are going to get welded, but this one will also get welded to that one. Now this one comes in fine, but that's not our plus shape. Yeah, so I don't need that. So what I am going to do is make a little delay here. That's probably more than we need, but that will make this one the last. Or not. So I did that delay totally in the wrong spot. This one takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, that should hopefully work. Not exactly what I wanted again. I wanted to pause, not stop. But basically, these two outer blocks will come in right at the same time, and this one pushes it off. Now we just have to run it through these stampers, which is relatively straightforward, except that we need to rotate it once in between. Let me put the input rate up. Yeah, we're going for another max input rate. And one. Not sure if that's going to cause problems later. Yeah. Let's get the selection tool out. Move this like that, and that will hopefully stop. There we go. That will stop the problem. Only want the... There we go. I mean, we could let this thing go and finish this. But we'd only be using half the input rate. So we need to do the same thing over here. problem is here we have less room for the delay. Basically no room for the delay. So let's move everything back one, and that should give us enough room. Okay. If I remember correctly, it was 7. Something like that, I think. And of course, that's the wrong way around. That should be passing everything without causing a problem. All right, that one didn't turn. So what was this? This will get this here a little quicker, and so there's now more space between them. One of 4 cycles. Bad footprint, but bad block score. But that's when you go for cycles, you're generally going to get higher footprint and block score. Because, well, let's hit play again. 1, I basically have 2 lines of conveyor belts here. And 2, let's hit P for footprint. I'm sweeping 2 of these guys, so they paint a very big area. Basically, every one of these yellow things counts as your footprint. So every place where you put blocks, and every place where inputs or outputs move through. Alright, let's go back to the cell. We could go right to the performance review. Let's continue on here. Small excavator. This is supposed to be, in my opinion, a claw for a crane or something. This puzzle was actually different. It was like this, but it, split right here, move it over one, and it was like a hinge block. that came out of a cargo container here. Otherwise, there's just this, which outputs blocks, and this, which looks a little strange, but it will grind the angle in these here. Now, you may look at this and think you need 10 blocks, which you do. There's 4 up here, 3 here, 3 here. That's 10. But it's symmetrical, so you can really do this with 2 groups of 5. And I find with the space available here, doing 2 groups of 5, and then obviously, continuing on and using 2 of them to make this, to me that's the easier solution to do. But first, if you look in here, this is sort of an Easter egg. I probably mentioned this in my first video, but this game is made by the same company that made Infinifactory, which is one of the games that inspired Minecraft, and this is directly a reference to Infinifactory. Infinifactory was a block game like Minecraft and like this, where basically 2 teams competed to collect ore, and you have a few different classes available to play as. It's a multiplayer game. One of the classes could place TNT. Most of the characters had pickaxes to dig down and collect the ore. So let's just play this.
Well, these 2 sure are interesting. Let's see, no suits. That's strange. Oh, I've seen this species before, a long time ago. Maybe 1 or 2 years after I was abducted. The overlords used them as miners before they had the machines. After that, though, one of the overlords started running them against each other in teams, and it turned into a sort of gladiatorial blood sport, mining and murder. As one of my rewards, I got to watch a match. It was a brutal sight, but I can see the appeal.
Okay. I'm gonna need 2 there. That can go there. I don't even need that. We'll save a tiny bit of footprint. So. And that's why I pulled this out one, so I could fit that in there. Alright, the diagonal is going to be this way, which is this one. So for this one, we'll need to rotate them around. We'll collect 2 of them up. Rotation should take time, but it can also increase the position. If we do it right. Of course, that's not doing it right, because it won't be able to rotate. Because I'm planning on having pushers here. So explain what I'm thinking. Actually, I don't need the pushers here, but that won't work anyway. Okay. Gonna be dropping the one beam there. Not there. There, and the other one here. Which means I had that. So the one angle will go here, the other will go there. We'll get a beam, rotate it, it will drop down. We'll weld it on both sides. And it will then grip this conveyor belt and go to the exit. That's the plan. Nice. Slow rate first. These should be welded. They'll go through the grinder. We have half our beam. Great. Here comes the next part. The beam should get welded completely together. I need to move that. Imagine we had the beam welded completely together. Here comes this part, and yes, I forgot to do the rest of this. So these are already welded. We just need to push it off. When we detect a block here, that will mean this 3 pieces here, and the conveyor belt will move it automatically. We just need this one to be pushed, and then the one end will hit here. This end will swing around onto here. This will swing it again, but we need this to push it fully this way. And that will do it, obviously, except for moving this over here. whole beam. We got those falling down. I just think this beam will be too early. Oh, there's an easy fix for that. An easy fix is hold it until the next one is ready. That will delay things a bit. Actually, it delays things quite a bit. You see, like CPU threads, so this one has a wait statement. And yeah, it's now too much waiting. Well, the other thing we can do is this. Based on the same sensor, we'll just hold the block or the bar here until those are already falling. Then we can rotate the beam and that's not something I quite expected. But it worked. We don't actually need all of those. I thought it was going to fall through, but well, it was until we moved everything over. But now that actually does work. And while it does hit the falling block, it doesn't move it. So that's fine. And I believe we did get an output. We can increase this. I'm hoping to max. Let's find out. Oh, what happened here? Maybe not to max. Something... Oh. What happens is because the beam goes over here, this blocker stays out, which lets the beams pile up, and then bad things happen. So we are going to move this back to falling. And let's just do that. I'm going to do this by moving this one back, but it will now push the beam off this way. And we can just rotate those around. And then we just connect this up like that. And that should fix our problem. because now this is not held out and it won't block things up. There we go. 181, not bad. Obviously, you know, our footprint and block scores aren't bad either. I'm sure that's not the fastest score, but you know, it's pretty good. That about will do it for this episode. I will, I guess, finish this section up in the next video. You know, these puzzles are getting a little harder, and especially like I like to optimize them, it takes a little bit of time, so probably the next bunch of videos are all going to have maybe 2 puzzles in them. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. How did I get on the floor? Bye.